A lot of things are changing in the world of business and in the world of marketing. And I wanted to just sit down and have a conversation with some of the major things that are happening in the business and marketing world. And most importantly, what you need to be aware of. Now, the reason why this video is so important is because there are two categories of people. There are people who are in business, entrepreneurs. Maybe you run a Shopify store, you have a Squarespace website, a WordPress website, and you're currently doing well in your business. And the two extremes of people I see are people who are either nonchalant about AI and what's happening, and they are not really educated on what's current and the changes that are happening. And then there's the opposite side of the spectrum. There's people who are just absolutely obsessed with AI and they believe it's going to take over the world and they're going to be out of business in 6 to 12 months or whenever it might be. And I am kind of trying to make this video to marry the two together. Like, yes, AI is going to dramatically impact industries, and it already has in a number of ways, and it is going to make a lot of jobs redundant, and it is going to make a lot of tasks redundant, especially as business owners and entrepreneurs. I believe that the rise of AI is probably one of the greatest times to be an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, someone who is, running your own business, self-employed, and even someone who has a small team. Your small team of 5 can maybe do the work of a small team of 10 if you utilize AI. And I wanted to kind of start off with generative AI and what generative AI is and how it's likely to impact your business. So essentially, generative AI is a type of AI that will kind of look through data, and it could be text, it could be analytics, and it will interpret that data and allow you to use that in whatever ways. So we've seen this, for example, in Google search results with AI overviews. And I've done a couple of videos on AI overviews and what they are about, and I go into more depth in those videos. So I'll leave links in the description down below just in case some of you want to check those videos out. But essentially, AI overviews are a form of generative AI. And what Google are doing is they are essentially scraping information from different high authority websites and using that information to answer people's questions in the search engines. So it's not been rolled out for every single query that people have in Google. There are some questions that Google's AI are not answering as yet, but as time progresses, the amount of questions and queries that Google answer using generative AI is likely to increase by quite a lot, by a considerable amount. This has caused an uproar in the community of SEO because there are a lot of people who believe that Google are essentially stealing content from various different websites. And I'll let you know where I sit with this. I don't necessarily agree per se, because if you're putting information out there, if it's, I put a lot of information out in the form of blog articles, in the form of free videos, and essentially people could take my content and use it in whichever way they want. Like, my hope as an entrepreneur, as someone who is creating content for my audience, my hope is that people use my content and trust my content and get results from my content, and as a result want to consume my content more, which helps me to build my brand. They go to my website, maybe take some of my courses or hire me as a marketing consultant or whatever it might be. But there will be people, and there has been people, who have used my content in ways that I don't necessarily want them to use it, or would have preferred them to have not used it. But that's kind of the trade-off to creating content is, some people will use it in ways that you might not want them to. And Google are essentially doing that now. So they're using our content to answer people's questions in Google without sending us traffic, which means a lot of kind of content-driven websites are going to lose out. That's definitely going to be an industry that is going to suffer the most. And content marketing is still going to be important, but potentially in a different way and for a different type of entrepreneur. So there are some websites that focus heavily on content. They maybe monetize their content using things like affiliate marketing or Google AdSense and so on and so forth. And a lot of those websites might become a little bit redundant, not completely redundant, but they might become a little bit redundant in the way, at least, that they're being used at the moment, in the sense that the content that they produce might generate less traffic. And so the aim of creating content and content marketing, we're going to start seeing a shift in terms of how we use content to gain traffic, gain traction, and gain customers, most importantly, back to our website. So our content is more of a way of building authority rather than ranking in Google per se. Like, obviously, when we're creating content now, the strategy that has been working for a number of years is picking a long tail keyword, a keyword that's in depth, a keyword that not a lot of websites are kind of currently ranking for. And if it's a content-based keyword, then the aim is to try and get people to our website at the earliest buy-in stage possible, because that's the least competitive stage of the buy-in cycle. So the aim for a lot of SEO agencies or companies that are focused on SEO has for many years been, look, let's find low competition keywords, let's answer people's questions, let's rank in Google for those particular queries and drive traffic to our website. And when people read your blog articles and your content, you do your best to convert them into subscribers and hopefully into customers for your business. So we're likely to see that change. And even though SGE, or Google Search Generative Experience, or their AI overviews essentially, hasn't been rolled out for very long, we've already seen that it's had a dramatic impact on the amount of traffic that websites are getting organically from Google. And it makes sense, right? Like, if someone is going to Google and they have a question, they ask Google that question and they're getting an answer from AI essentially, then they don't have a need to go and click on websites. And Google have always been obsessed with user experience. We've known this for decades, that if you're chasing Google and Google's latest algorithm, you're going to lose when it comes to search engine optimization, getting your business or your website found in Google. What you want to do is chase what Google are chasing, and Google are chasing the end user. They're chasing us essentially. What makes our experience better when using Google? And I must admit, as someone who is a user of Google, sometimes SGE is really convenient for me. Like, if there's a question that I have about a particular topic, about a product, about a business, then SGE answers it quickly and effectively. The same with rich snippet results in Google, which are, those little kind of questions that get answered in Google and you can quickly click on the drop down. It's essentially a very similar thing, but it's just more effective in my opinion anyway. And with those rich snippet results, they are actual snippets from actual websites, whereas SGE is essentially summarizing some of the best content on the internet and relaying it back to you in an answer format. And the way SEO is going, it's likely to become a lot more of a conversation. So at the moment, SGE is looking like a kind of a one answer type thing. So you go to Google, you type a question in, and AI Overviews answers that question and gives you some suggestions in terms of websites that you could go and find additional information, or websites that support the information that Google have told you about the query that you have. But what we're likely to see is more of a conversational type structure happening in Google, where we go to Google, we ask a question, and if we have follow-up questions, we ask again. And it's again answered by SGE rather than Google suggesting you loads of different websites to go to. AI Overviews and Google Search Generative Experience is powered by the information that we as content creators and bloggers and businesses are putting on our website. So if we're seeing less traffic from our content, then essentially it might encourage us to put less content out, which means that Google's AI have less content to work with, and it's, essentially is going to fail. So Google needs us to make content still so that they can actually train their AI, and the AI can be trained off of the content that we are producing so that it can continue essentially to evolve. So this is why content marketing is not necessarily dead. And the way SEO is approached and the way we do SEO and the way we gain traffic from Google is definitely likely to change, but content marketing is still likely to be something that is really powerful. Now, as a result of this, content has always been king, in my opinion, not just in terms of SEO, but in terms of just trust as well, building trust on social media platforms, on YouTube, through your email list. If you're able to create quality content that your audience can resonate with, then you're likely to build authority and build your brand online. And content marketing is still going to be important. But what we might start to see is, rather than loads of people reading our content might be read more by AI robots. And those AI robots summarize our content so that it can relay it to potentially people who are our ideal customers. So rather than, getting people to our website through our content might literally just be there to help us to build authority in Google. So things such as we talk about building authority and domain authority. And, on this channel, I've spoken about tools like Uber Suggest, which can help you to identify what the current authority is of your website, or predicted current authority of your website. And you can use tools like the Mozbar Chrome extension tool, which is one of my favorites, to see how authoritative your website is in the eyes of Google. When Google are giving answers to people's queries, they're going to be using the websites that they feel are most authoritative and kind of scraping the content from those websites to relay answers to users. So even though a lot of SEOs and business owners are kind of angry at the fact that Google are scraping their content from their website and using it as SGE answers and not directly sending traffic to people's websites, which I can understand it being or feeling very, intrusive, Google kind of using your content in that way. But essentially, going forward in terms of SEO, we want to be one of those websites that Google is scraping content from. Because if Google is scraping our content and using it to train their AI, what it essentially means is Google sees our website as highly authoritative. And not only are they likely to suggest our content to users, they're also likely to suggest our products and our services to users as well. So even though our content might not necessarily directly drive people to our website, it might drive more authority. And I do believe that as we go forward, in terms of content marketing and feeding the algorithm with new content, the Google algorithm with new content, more authority is going to be attributed to websites that produce high quality content on a regular basis that help feed Google's AI. And these kinds of websites are more likely to perform well in Google going forward and in SEO kind of in general. We're kind of living through an era that is similar to when the mobile phone became popular as a means to access the internet. So, before mobile phones were kind of ready for the internet per se, most websites were just optimized for desktop because everybody was using their desktop or their laptop to access the internet. Whereas when mobile phones became more internet friendly, websites had to become more internet friendly. And not only did they have to become more internet friendly, but it also became a huge ranking factor for Google. So if your website wasn't mobile friendly, then you were likely to lose a lot of rankings in the organic search results. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more AI features on everyday websites. So like how we go to any website now and it's more or less mobile friendly, we're likely to see some sort of, generative AI experience on most websites that we come across. For example, if you walk into a store and, it's a closed store, you see different staff kind of dotted around, they might come up to you and say, hey, are you okay? Do you need help finding anything? And they are essentially there to assist you with your shopping experience. And AI is likely to be doing a very similar thing on everyday websites, as we're already seeing chatbots that are powered by AI prove to be very effective in terms of converting people into customers. And this is likely to become a thing that's even more popular. When someone goes to a website, they're going to be expecting an AI experience on that website because it's kind of become the norm. I believe, platforms like Amazon, for example, some of the biggest brands in the e-commerce space are going to set the standard in terms of using AI on their platforms. And when they start using AI in a way that kind of makes user experience easier, it's going to become something that is expected on smaller websites as well. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. And when it comes to generative AI, there are already platforms and chatbots and things that you can utilize. And the AI chatbots that are available in the market at the moment, they can actually have conversations with the customers that come to your website. And I will be doing some videos on, AI chatbots. So make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss when those videos go live. I'll also leave links in the description down below to a couple of really cool AI-driven platforms that I think you should check out. But essentially, as AI becomes something that we use more and more, it's going to become expected to have some sort of AI-driven experience when people come across your website, and that's going to be important to note. So let's speak a little bit about how AI is likely to interrupt email marketing. So at the moment, we kind of send emails to our list, and then we go into our email marketing software and we can see all of our analytics in terms of how many people have opened our emails, how many people have clicked the links to our emails. And email is still one of the most profitable marketing channels for a lot of businesses. So if you're not doing email, you're definitely missing out. I'm going to leave a link in the description down below to my Aweber tutorial so you can get your business set up with email marketing. But essentially, what AI is going to allow us to do is to interpret the data in terms of what emails are getting the best open rates and the best click-through rates. And it's going to allow us to create emails based on our email list, what emails are working. So it's going to be able to gather all of the data from our past emails and create emails that get the highest open rates and the highest conversion rates. It's also going to be able to help us with our segmentation as well. And segmentation is really important because we need to know what messages to send to what types of people. Because if we're sending the right message to the right people with our email marketing, then they're a lot more likely to open, a lot more likely to click, and a lot more likely to buy our products or to invest in our services. So AI is likely to be able to interpret what type of information certain people are opening and what type of information they're not opening, what type of products they're clicking on, what type of products they're not clicking on, and automatically place people into segments based on their activity when we're sending them emails. So AI is going to make our email marketing a lot more precise, but it's also going to mean if you're not using AI to send your emails and to interpret your data, that your emails are likely to perform a lot worse than they currently are performing, because you're going to be competing against companies and brands that are using AI in their email marketing to send really engaging emails that resonate more so with their audience. And if you're in someone's email inbox and you're not understanding what makes them specifically open an email, then you're going to miss out because you're not going to be able to compete with the companies that are using AI. So this is something that we're likely to see kind of evolve a lot more in terms of, the email marketing platforms that we're currently using. I speak about a lot of them on this channel, and I'm actually going to be getting some of them live with me on this YouTube channel as well to speak about the developments of AI and email marketing and things that we need to do to be preparing ourselves to ensure that we are still in business when AI is kind of in full effect. And in terms of paid ads, so those of you who are focused on Google ads or Facebook ads or Pinterest ads, whatever ads you're doing to drive traffic and drive sales back to your business, AI is disrupting that industry as well. And I have put out videos on the Meta Pixel and how that is being used and how Meta is using AI when you're utilizing Facebook and Instagram ads to help you drive new customers to your business. Now, if you don't understand how AI is being used to help to drive more customers or interpret your advertisement and who it should be sent to, then you might be making a lot of mistakes when you're running paid ad campaigns. So essentially, what you need to start thinking about and start doing when you're doing paid ad campaigns, for those of you who might be new to running paid ad campaigns, you're going to need to train that platform's AI to identify who your best customers are. So it's not just about, putting your products on Google or putting your advert on Facebook or on Instagram and believing that AI is just going to drive you customers. No, you have to master the art of, first and foremost, having a good product or a good service. Because if you don't have a good product or a good service, then it's not going to sell well for you. Or even if it does sell well, your business is not going to last very long because, the reviews that you get and your customer retention is going to be extremely poor. But let's assume that you have a really good product or a really good service. You then need to firmly understand how to train the AI of the platforms you're paying advertisements for. So Meta have their AI, when you install the Meta Pixel on your website, I teach all of this in the formula and in my YouTube videos. I'll leave, some relevant links in the description. But even when you're doing Pinterest ads or if you're doing Google ads, they all have their own AI and not just features that help you to create ads quicker. Yes, those features are going to be important as well. But you're going to need to learn the art of how to train the AI to understand who is going to be interested in your products and services so that they can suggest your products to more of those kinds of people. And then the AI will determine who is actually interacting with your advert, who is clicking, who is buying, and how much are they buying. So, with Metapixel, for example, it doesn't just interpret who has bought your product and try to suggest your advert to more of those types of people. It also looks at the average order cart value. How much are people actually leaving your website with? So for example, Meta's AI, when you're creating ads on Facebook and Instagram, if it identifies that there's a group of people on Facebook or a specific demographic on Facebook who are purchasing your product and they're leaving your website with, let's say, £100 worth of product. But then there's this other demographic on Facebook and Instagram that is different to that demographic, but this demographic is leaving your website with £200 on average worth of products from your website. Google's AI, when you train it, it will identify that and it will start showing your website more and your advert more to people who are leaving with £200 so that your ads are even more profitable. So these are the kinds of things we need to start thinking about, where even with paid ads, it's not just SEO, it's not just email marketing, it's paid ads as well. Every area of marketing is changing, and I'm going to be doing more videos on paid ads and AI and how that is kind of changing and things you need to think about. So those are just some of the ways that AI is going to be disrupting how we market and how we generate leads and generate sales online. I've been working extremely hard. Like with LinkedIn, I have over 22 courses on LinkedIn Learning, teaching marketing over the last few years. And I've been working extremely hard trying to update a lot of those courses with AI elements because it's paramount that we are utilizing AI in the different aspects of marketing that we're focused on. So whether you're focused on SEO, social media, video marketing, e-commerce, affiliate marketing, paid ads, AI is going to impact every single one of those areas and those industries. So it's really important that if you haven't started thinking about how you're going to be using AI to help you to continue and sustain the success that you might already have in your business, then this is the time to think about that. But also, I wouldn't be too worried and obsessive like, a lot of some people are in terms of, AI is going to put us out of business. It will put some people out of business that don't take it seriously enough. But as a lot of people are saying, and I agree with the statement, you're probably not going to be replaced by AI, but you will be replaced by someone who is using AI. And that is kind of true, but kind of not true as well, because there are some jobs and some industries that will likely be completely taken over by AI. And there are other jobs and other industries that will be created as a result of AI and us not needing to do some of the jobs that we currently do because a machine can take over and do those things. So I would really love to know if this is a topic you want me to go deeper in, speaking about how AI is transforming SEO, email marketing, paid marketing, social media marketing, and all those kinds of things. If that's something that you're interested in hearing more about, do let me know in the comment section down below, and I will make sure I prioritize those kinds of videos. But I really do hope that you enjoyed this video, you gained some value from it. And if you did, please do me a favor by clicking that like button. What it does is it actually allows my videos to be pushed out and seen by more people. And if my videos are seen by more people, it means I can create more content for you guys. So if you enjoy the content that I'm making, then please hit that like button down below. And for those of you who want to learn more about marketing and how you can use it to grow your business, then make sure you download the formula. It's completely free. And when you download it, you will also be on my email list, so you don't miss out on whenever I have a new webinar and have a new course, or, you don't miss out on the community and what's going on behind the scenes when I'm not uploading here on YouTube. So make sure you download the formula and stay subscribed to the email list so you never miss an update. But until next time, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.